Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're new, we are here to help you prepare for your U.S. naturalization interview. During the naturalization interview, the officer will verify your answers on the N400 form. In addition, he or she may also ask you some of the definitions of the words in the N400 application form, especially the ones in Part 12. If you haven't checked out the first video in this series, go check it out here. Today we're going to focus on Part 12 questions 14 through 29. Again, I will give you different ways that the officer might ask you during the interview. I will repeat them twice to help you get familiar with the questions and the answers. Practice the answers by repeating after me and saying it out loud. Are you ready? Let's get started. Were you ever involved in genocide? Were you ever involved in genocide? Or they might ask, have you had any involvement in genocide? Have you had any involvement in genocide? Never. Explain genocide. Explain genocide. Killing a group of people because of their religion or race. Killing a group of people because of their religion or race. Do you understand the word involve? Do you understand the word involve? To take part in. To take part in. Did you participate in any torture? Did you participate in any torture? Or they might ask, have you ever engaged in any torture? Have you ever engaged in any torture? Never. Define torture, please. Define torture, please. It means to cause great pain to someone. It means to cause great pain to someone. Have you ever killed or tried to kill someone? Have you ever killed or tried to kill someone? Or they might ask, were you ever involved in killing or trying to kill someone? Were you ever involved in killing or trying to kill someone? Never. Were you ever involved in badly hurting or trying to hurt a person on purpose? Were you ever involved in badly hurting or trying to hurt a person on purpose? Or, have you ever badly hurt or tried to hurt a person intentionally? Have you ever badly hurt or tried to hurt a person intentionally? Or they may ask, have you ever harmed or tried to harm someone intentionally? Have you ever harmed or tried to harm someone intentionally? Never. Were you ever involved in forcing or trying to force someone to have any kind of sexual contact or relations? Were you ever involved in forcing or trying to force someone to have any kind of sexual contact or relations? Or they could ask, have you ever been involved in any sexual contact or relations with somebody against their will? Have you ever been involved in any sexual contact or relations with somebody against their will? Or they could say, have you ever tried to have sex with someone without their consent? Have you ever tried to have sex with someone without their consent? Never. What is forcing sexual contact or relations? What is forcing sexual contact or relations? Touching someone's private parts when he or she doesn't want it. Touching someone's private parts when he or she doesn't want it. Were you ever involved in not letting someone practice his or her religion? Were you ever involved in not letting someone practice his or her religion? Or they could ask, have you ever prevented somebody from practicing his or her religion? Have you ever prevented somebody from practicing his or her religion? Or, have you ever stopped anyone from practicing his or her religion? Have you ever stopped anyone from practicing his or her religion? Never. Another way the officer can ask this is, do you always allow others to practice their religion? Do you always allow others to practice their religion? Or, do you believe in religious freedom? Do you believe in religious freedom? Yes. Were you ever a member of a military unit? Were you ever a member of a military unit? Never. Please explain to me what a military unit is. Please explain to me what a military unit is. A group that works for a government to fight in a war. A group that works for a government to fight in a war. Did you ever serve in a paramilitary unit? Did you ever serve in a paramilitary unit? Never. Tell me, what is a paramilitary unit? Tell me, what is a paramilitary unit? A group that acts like a military group, but is not official. A group that acts like a military group, but is not official. Have you ever helped in a police unit? Have you ever helped in a police unit? Never. Were you ever involved in a self-defense unit? Were you ever involved in a self-defense unit? Never. What is the definition of a self-defense unit? What is the definition of a self-defense unit? A group that protects a place using weapons. A group that protects a place using weapons. Did you ever participate in a vigilante unit? Did you ever participate in a vigilante unit? Never. Do you know what a vigilante unit is? Do you know what a vigilante unit is? A group that acts like the police, but are not the police. A group that acts like the police, but are not the police. Please define participate. Please define participate. It means to be part of. It means to be part of. Have you ever been a member of a rebel group? Have you ever been a member of a rebel group? Never. What is a rebel group? What is a rebel group? A group that fights a government. A group that fights a government. Did you ever help in a guerrilla group? Did you ever help in a guerrilla group? Never. Could you explain what a guerrilla group is? Could you explain what a guerrilla group is? A group that uses weapons to attack the military, police, or government. A group that uses weapons to attack the military, police, or government. Were you ever part of a militia? Were you ever part of a militia? Never. Please tell me what a militia is. Please tell me what a militia is. An army that does not work for a government. An army that does not work for a government. Were you ever involved in any insurgent organization? Were you ever involved in any insurgent organization? Never. What is your understanding of an insurgent organization? What is your understanding of an insurgent organization? A group that uses weapons to fight against the government of their country. A group that uses weapons to fight against the government of their country. Were you ever a worker, volunteer, or soldier in a prison or jail? Were you ever a worker, volunteer, or soldier in a prison or jail? Never. Have you ever served in a prison camp? Have you ever served in a prison camp? Never. Tell me what a prison camp is. Tell me what a prison camp is. A place to keep enemy soldiers during a war. A place to keep enemy soldiers during a war. Please define serve for me. Please define serve for me. It means to work. It means to work. Have you ever worked in a detention facility? Have you ever worked in a detention facility? Never. What is a detention facility? What is a detention facility? A place where people are forced to stay. A place where people are forced to stay. Were you ever part of a labor camp? Were you ever part of a labor camp? Or they could ask, have you ever held any positions in a labor camp? Have you ever held any positions in a labor camp? Never. Do you know what a labor camp is? Do you know what a labor camp is? A place where people are forced to work. A place where people are forced to work. Have you ever worked in any other place where people were forced to stay? Have you ever worked in any other place where people were forced to stay? Or they could ask, have you ever had a job in any place where people were forced to stay? Have you ever had a job in any place where people were forced to stay? Never. Were you ever part of any group, unit, or organization that used a weapon against any person or threatened to do so? Were you ever part of any group, unit, or organization that used a weapon against any person or threatened to do so? Or they could ask, did you ever help any group, unit, or organization that used a weapon against any person or threatened to do so? Did you ever help any group, unit, or organization that used a weapon against any person or threatened to do so? Never. What does threaten mean? What does threaten mean? To warn to hurt someone. to warn, to hurt someone? If you answered yes to this question, the officer will ask you, when you were part of this group or when you helped this group, did you ever use a weapon against another person? When you were part of this group or when you helped this group, did you ever use a weapon against another person? Never. When you were part of this group or when you helped this group, did you ever tell another person that you would use a weapon against that person? When you were part of this group or when you helped this group, did you ever tell another person that you would use a weapon against that person? Never. Did you ever sell, give, or provide weapons to any person or help someone to do that? Did you ever sell, give, or provide weapons to any person or help someone to do that? Or they may ask, have you helped another person to sell, give, or provide weapons to any person? Have you helped another person to sell, give, or provide weapons to any person? Never. Did you ever receive any type of military, paramilitary, or weapons training? Did you ever receive any type of military, paramilitary, or weapons training? Or they could ask, have you had any military, paramilitary, or weapons training? Have you had any military, paramilitary, or weapons training? Never. Did you ever recruit, enlist, conscript, or use any person under 15 years of age to serve in or help an armed force or group? Did you ever recruit, enlist, conscript, or use any person under 15 years of age to serve in or help an armed force or group? Or they could ask, have you ever asked anyone under the age of 15 to serve in or help an armed force or group? Have you ever asked anyone under the age of 15 to serve in or help an armed force or group? Have you ever used anyone under 15 years of age to work in an armed force or group? Have you ever used anyone under 15 years of age to work in an armed force or group? Or did you ever force any children to enlist in an armed force or group? Did you ever force any children to enlist in an armed force or group? All answers should be never. Can you explain to me what recruit means? Can you explain to me what recruit means? To ask. To ask. Define enlist for me, please. Define enlist for me, please. It means to sign up, especially in the armed forces. It means to sign up, especially in the armed forces. Do you understand the word conscript? Do you understand the word conscript? It means to require someone to work in a group. It means to require someone to work in a group. Did you ever use any person under 15 years of age to do anything that helped or supported people in combat? Did you ever use any person under 15 years of age to do anything that helped or supported people in combat? Or, have you ever hired anyone under the age of 15 to help or support people in combat? Have you ever hired anyone under the age of 15 to help or support people in combat? Or they could ask, have you ever recruited any child soldiers to fight in war? Have you ever recruited any child soldiers to fight in war? Never. Tell me, what is combat? Tell me, what is combat? To fight in war. To fight in war. Do you know what records have been sealed means? Do you know what records have been sealed means? It means records are not public. It means records are not public. Please define records have been expunged for me. Please define records have been expunged for me. It means records are erased. It means records are erased. Could you let me know what records have been cleared means? Could you let me know what records have been cleared means? It means charges have been dismissed. It means charges have been dismissed. What is constitute? What is constitute? To be considered. To be considered. Explain to me, what is disclose the information? Explain to me, what is disclose the information? It means to provide the information. It means to provide the information. Have you ever committed, assisted in committing, or attempted to commit a crime or offense for which you were not arrested? Have you ever committed, assisted in committing, or attempted to commit a crime or offense for which you were not arrested? Or have you ever engaged in any criminal activities? Have you ever engaged in any criminal activities? Or they might ask, have you ever committed any crime in your home country or the US? Have you ever committed any crime in your home country or the US? Or were you ever involved in any crime? Were you ever involved in any crime? All answers should be never. Can you tell me what a crime is? Can you tell me what a crime is? An action that breaks the law. An action that breaks the law. Please let me know your understanding of the word offense. Please let me know your understanding of the word offense. It means a minor crime. It means a minor crime. Explain the meaning of commit a crime. Explain the meaning of commit a crime. It means to do something that breaks the law. It means to do something that breaks the law. What does assisted in committing a crime mean? What does assisted in committing a crime mean? It means to help someone to break the law. It means to help someone to break the law. Do you know what attempted to commit a crime means? Do you know what attempted to commit a crime means? To try to do something that breaks the law. To try to do something that breaks the law. Have you ever been arrested, cited, or detained by any law enforcement officer, including any immigration official or any official of the U.S. Armed Forces, for any reason? Have you ever been arrested, cited, or detained by any law enforcement officer, including any immigration official or any official of the U.S. Armed Forces, for any reason? Or they could ask, have you ever been taken into custody by police for any reason? Have you ever been taken into custody by police for any reason? Never. Define arrested for me, please. Define arrested for me, please. It means handcuffed by the police. It means handcuffed by the police. Tell me what cited means. Tell me what cited means. It means given a ticket by police. It means given a ticket by police. Do you understand what detained means? Do you understand what detained means? It means held in custody by police. It means held in custody by police. Here's a tip. Remember, a traffic ticket is a citation. However, in the N400 application instruction pages 13 and 14, it says you must submit documentation of traffic incidents if the incident involved alcohol or drugs, the incident led to an arrest, the incident seriously injured another person. Then it says you do not need to submit documentation for traffic fines or incidents that did not involve an arrest or did not involve drugs or alcohol, or if the only penalty was a fine of less than $500 or points on your driving record. So if you have a ticket that needs documentation, make sure to bring it. Have you ever been charged with committing, attempting to commit, or assisting in committing a crime or offense? Have you ever been charged with committing, attempting to commit, or assisting in committing a crime or offense? Never. Tell me, what does charged mean? Tell me, what does charged mean? It means the police formally tell you that you did something illegal. It means the police formally tell you that you did something illegal. Have you ever been convicted of a crime or offense? Have you ever been convicted of a crime or offense? Or they may ask, have you ever been found guilty of a crime or offense? Have you ever been found guilty of a crime or offense? Never. Could you explain what convicted means? Could you explain what convicted means? It means to be found guilty of a crime under the law. It means to be found guilty of a crime under the law. Have you ever been placed in an alternative sentencing or rehabilitation program? Have you ever been placed in an alternative sentencing or rehabilitation program? Or they could ask, have you ever been given an alternative sentencing or a rehabilitation program? Have you ever been given an alternative sentencing or a rehabilitation program? Never. What is an alternative sentencing? What is an alternative sentencing? A different way to punish someone instead of going to jail, such as community service. A different way to punish someone instead of going to jail, such as community service. How about a rehabilitation program? How about a rehabilitation program? A program to help someone to restore health, usually drug or alcohol related. A program to help someone to restore health, usually drug or alcohol related. Do you know what a diversion is? Do you know what a diversion is? A different program, such as a rehabilitation program, to avoid jail time. A different program, such as a rehabilitation program, to avoid jail time. What does it mean when you say withheld adjudication? What does it mean when you say withheld adjudication? It means the judge did not convict you of the crime. It's like a second chance. It means the judge did not convict you of the crime. It's like a second chance. What is your understanding of deferred prosecution or deferred adjudication? What is your understanding of deferred prosecution or deferred adjudication? Legal agreements that allows alternative sentencing, such as community service or parole. Legal agreements that allows alternative sentencing, such as community service or parole. Have you ever received a suspended sentence, been placed on probation, or been paroled? Have you ever received a suspended sentence, been placed on probation, or been paroled? Never. If you answer yes, the officer will ask you, have you completed probation or parole? Have you completed the probation or parole? Yes, I have completed it. Yes, I have completed it. If you answer no, the officer will ask you, when will you complete your probation or parole? When will you complete your probation or parole? You can say, I I will complete it on December 20th, 2021. I will complete it on December 20th, 2021. What is a sentence? What is a sentence? A punishment under the law. A punishment under the law. Do you understand what a suspended sentence is? Do you understand what a suspended sentence is? Delaying of a sentence. Delaying of a sentence. Please explain what probation is. Please explain what probation is. You report to an officer regularly instead of jail time. You report to an officer regularly instead of jail time. Could you tell me what parole or been paroled means? Could you tell me what parole or been paroled means? Allowed to leave the prison early due to good behavior. Allowed to leave the prison early due to good behavior. Have you ever been in jail or prison? Have you ever been in jail or prison? Never. If you answer yes, the officer will ask you, how long were you in jail or prison? How long were you in jail or prison? I was in jail for 5 months. I was in jail for 5 months. When were you released? When were you released? I was released on September 5th, 2010. I was released on September 5th, 2010. What is a jail or prison? What is a jail or prison? A place where police keep people who have been arrested. A place where police keep people who have been arrested. And if you answered yes to any questions from 22 to 28, the officer will ask you these follow-up questions. Why were you arrested, cited, detained, or charged? Why were you arrested, cited, detained, or charged? Or they could ask, what is the reason that you were arrested? What is the reason that you were arrested? Or, what caused your detention? What caused your detention? I'm going to use a cited traffic ticket in the following sample answers. You can replace cited with arrested, detained, or charged. I was cited because I ran a red light. I was cited because I ran a red light. When was the date of your arrest? When was the date of your arrest? Or, when were you cited? When were you cited? Or they could ask, can you let me know when you were detained? Can you let me know when you were detained? Or, on which date did you get charged? On which date did you get charged? I was cited on October 10th, 2015. I was cited on October 10th, 2015. Where were you cited? Where were you cited? I was cited in Seattle, Washington. I was cited in Seattle, Washington. What was the outcome of the arrest? What was the outcome of the arrest? Or, what was the result of the citation? What was the result of the citation? Or, what was the disposition of the charge? What was the disposition of the charge? Or they could ask, what was the outcome of your detention? What was the outcome of your detention? The charge was dropped and I had to pay a fine. I also went to traffic school. The charge was dropped and I had to pay a fine. I also went to traffic school. Did you pay off the fine? Did you pay off the fine? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Or, not yet, but I have a payment plan. Not yet, but I have a payment plan. The officer will follow up with, do you have a copy of your payment? Do you have a copy of your payment? Or, do you have any documents for your payment plan? Do you have any documents for your payment plan? Yes, here it is. And you'll give the documents to the officer. What does outcome or disposition mean? What does outcome or disposition mean? The final status of a case. The final status of a case. What do you think? Does it help you? Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification button to get notified when the final video in this series is released. Good luck, and I will see you in the next video.